Why is it that I've had 5 gentamicin injections and now I've had this procedure twice? We haven't been in public in a wheelchair in a while. I'm gonna make an incision in my ear, knock out that vestibular system. We're trying to disconnect the nerve from the vestibular part of the ear to the brain. Roll, roll, roll in the hay. Hello warriors, welcome to my channel Incredible Anyway, where I talk about how to live an incredible life no matter what your circumstances. In this video, I'm going to get a procedure done for my ear for Meniere's disease. I'm running late, so I'll fill you in a little bit. We are in the car. I have Benny with me and Dad. And we are driving to Nashville because that's where my neuro-otologist is, my Meniere's doctor. That is my specialist for treating my ear issue with the Meniere's, and I've been having Meniere's attack after Meniere's attack after Meniere's attack. And so we're going to be doing this procedure to hopefully eliminate my Meniere's disease. I'm hopeful every single time I get these treatments. And you never know, this could be the one that actually finally does it. We've got about a 2.5 hour drive depending on the traffic. My appointment's at 10:30.
You're such a natural at that.
Thanks, Ted. Good boy, you're doing a good job. So proud of you. Oh, it's so bumpy. So bumpy. It's almost done.
Almost done.
Almost there. I see you. I see you off. It's this one.
This one?
Yep.
Mine says go one more.
Oh. No, you can go here. This is where we usually went. We're basically going to curve around to the other side of the hospital. Oh wow, that's a lot. We're here, and I am on the table. I'm about to get the gentamicin. They have it laid out there. They're gonna make an incision in my ear. I'm nervous. I had it done in September and I got through it. I'm gonna get through it again. And Benny is down here. He's probably gonna end up laying down. I had a really horrible Meniere's attack yesterday. I'm super glad it didn't happen today. It was really, really bad. He'll use this. This is a microscope that he will use to look into my ear and hopefully knock out that vestibular system. I've had this done once before. I've had it been injected 5 times before of gentamicin, but I believe every time it could be the best time. So I'm excited. My dad drove me, super thankful about that. He's in the waiting room. Benny's doing great. We haven't been in public in a wheelchair in a while. He's doing amazing. I'm always so impressed with him and how he adjusts. My necklace here says be brave. I kind of hold on to it and remind myself to be brave. Pain is only temporary. So I know I'll get through it and I'll be okay. Yeah. Here we go. Doing a good job, Vance. Good work.
I know you're hurting. I know you bleed much deeper than I do. You don't deserve it, but pain and sorrow just can't get enough of you. In the trenches, in the rain, it may seem endless and full of pain, but you're a soldier, born to fight. Keep your composure and you will rise. Victorious, you will rise. Victorious.
I'm done. It was not as painful as last time. This is the right ear, and I have Meniere's disease in my right ear. First of all, the doctor's going to put in some numbing onto my eardrum. He numbed up my eardrum. Then he created an opening. He puts a needle through the ear canal, through that eardrum, and into this space, which is the middle ear space. He injected gentamicin that is diluted, so it is not as painful as I used to have it. Then he put in a little pellet called oxycellulose. He injected more gentamicin in, so it's absorbed into this like styrofoam material. It will hold on to the medication and slowly release it over 4 days, whereas when you just get it injected, it just goes out the eustachian tube really quickly. This is the eustachian tube that comes out of that. Usually this tube is closed except for when you are wanting to pop your ears. If you yawn, this will open up. So this hopefully will slowly release it. And the oxycellulose gets dissolved and reabsorbed into the body. This part here is the inner ear. It contains the cochlea, which is the inner ear part of hearing. And this is the vestibular part, or the balance organs. These are the semicircular canals. Each part has nerves coming from it. So this has vestibular information, balance information coming from it. The purpose of the gentamicin being here is there's a membrane right here that goes into the inner ear, and we hope that the membrane will absorb all of that gentamicin to get into the inner ear, and then it will go throughout the inner ear, which is actually full of fluid. These are bony cavities here, and they're full of fluid. So we're adding gentamicin to that fluid, and it's taking that gentamicin around. And in the balance part, it has little hair cells in these little organs, and the gentamicin will go there, and we want it to completely damage this organ and kill those hair cells. The reason that we want to do that is because the hair cells are connected to the nerve, and it's basically the beginning of communication with the brain. So we're trying to kill the communication that this has with the brain because it is diseased and it is sending off bad signals, such as causing vertigo and balance problems. So we're trying to kill it for that reason. Unfortunately, gentamicin can affect the ear negatively because it is toxic to the ear, so it can affect a person's hearing. It has been able to significantly affect the vestibular cells here, and so unfortunately I do have some permanent balance issues because of that. This is not a perfect treatment, unfortunately. This is the best of really the worst treatment options that I have. The other treatments involve surgery. Benny says, I was amazing. So I used a wheelchair with him, and we have not been in public in a wheelchair in a very long time. He was stellar. He was so amazing. I was so impressed with his... Oh, you're telling him you were amazing? Such a good boy. I'm so proud. So proud. I'm spinning, which is very common. So we're at Five Guys. You can kind of see up there. I haven't had Five Guys since December of 2019. A while. Whew, I'm getting really dizzy. My doctor is so fabulous. I love him so much. I'm so thankful to have a doctor that wants me to understand what's happening in my body. I asked him, well, why don't we take it IV? Why do we put it in the ear? And he said, but if you put it IV, it's going to affect both ears, and we only want it to affect one ear. He numbs the ear with phenol, which it burns a little bit, it hurts a little bit, but it's not bad. My other doctor used to put Emla, which is a numbing cream, has lidocaine and prilocaine in it, and then he would have to suck it out. Then he put an incision with the scalpel into my eardrum. He injected gentamicin into that space first. What this doctor does is he dilutes the gentamicin. He said you can also buffer it, which is to change the pH of the gentamicin, but he dilutes it because he says it works just as well. I did feel a little bit of pain when the medication was put in, but I could tell like it was nothing like the burn that I get if you watch the gentamicin injection video I have. Ooh, you can tell, like, it's excruciatingly painful, and this is nothing compared to that. And then he cuts a little piece of this styrofoam, puts the piece of that into my ear, my middle ear space, and then he injected even more medication on top of that. So there's a lot of medication being absorbed. This holds the medication and the middle ear space for like 4 days. So over time it releases the medication, and I get the benefit of the gentamicin for a longer period of time. Cotton ball in and we're done. When he's putting the styrofoam in was the most painful because it's like I can feel it inside my inner ear space, so it hurts in there. Ugh, it was painful. I did ask him, why is it that I've had 5 gentamicin injections and now I've had this procedure twice? So that's having gentamicin put in my ear 7 times. When there are people that can have 1 gentamicin injection and they don't have Meniere's attacks anymore because we're trying to stop these Meniere's attacks. And he said there about 6% of the population is very sensitive to gentamicin. So about 6% after they have 1 treatment, they don't have any more Meniere's attacks. I'm on the other end of the spectrum where I'm really resistant to that treatment, and so I need to have this treatment more frequently. He did ask me about the quality of my vertigo because over time, as I get gentamicin, my vertigo has changed because those hair cells are starting to die out. I feel like when I get a Meniere's attack that I'm being dumped off the side of the earth. I feel like I am falling, and it's actually really very scary. And he said that is really good news to him. I mean, of course, it's not great that I have to go through that, but it means to him that the nerve cells in the semicircular canals, these are the semicircular canals, are all killed off in my right ear. The last hair cells, they're kind of the last ones that hold out in everybody, are the ones in the otolith, which are the utricle and the saccule. They're the ones that affect gravity.
And that is why my vertigo makes me feel like I'm falling, because the gravity nerve receptors in the otolith are what are left. They're not killed off yet.
Oh, here comes my dad.
Water. 1 for Kelly.
Thank you, Dad.
1 for Benny.
Oh, that was nice of you. Oh, that's my water. Leave it.
You didn't ask for bacon, but I remember you liked bacon.
Oh, yeah. I
So
forgot.
I got you bacon.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
They didn't give us any napkins. Oh no, there's napkins right there. Hold on, I'm thinking. I just took the napkins out.
Oh, yummy. Thank you. Benny says that smells very good. Oh, it smells so good.
I got a bacon burger with mayo and lettuce.
Ooh.
I got a double. I didn't ask for a double.
Ooh.
Well, maybe you get 2 too. It just says bacon cheeseburger. Maybe you'll have 1 too. Maybe you'll have 2.
All right, Benny. Push some waters. Look, Dad got some water. Aw. He loves it. He says that's nice and cold.
You want to pray?
Yeah, let's pray.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you, Jesus, name and pray.
Amen. Oh, thanks for getting this. Oh, yummy. Benny licked his lips.
Oh yeah, I'm glad I got my bacon. Good saltiness.
Oh yeah, I got 2 patties too. Mmm. Oh my gosh, it's so good. You're right, like the bacon gives it that like.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming here, Dad.
Oh yeah.
Mom and I have talked about coming, but it just hasn't worked out for one reason or the other.
Yeah, when I texted Mom we were going to lunch, she says, Kelly always wanted to go to Five Guys.
I kind of told myself that'll be my like reward for getting through it. When I get gent injections, the medication's what hurts because it's burning. It's like fire inside my head.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor puts that same medication in my ear, but he dilutes it. You want any more to drink? All right. Thank you so much for taking me today, Dad.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it.
Hi, baby. Hi. How did you get out of your crate? She says, you really woke me up, Mom. I was really asleep. Hi. Hi. Hi, handsome. Look at his door is locked. Look, I locked it. I locked this when I left him. You can see his little nest he made. I don't know how he got out. He must have jumped out of here. I always keep this open so he can see. I can't believe this dog jumped out. I mean, look how tall this is. You got out and then you couldn't get back in, baby. He jumped out of the crate. He jumped out. Okay, it is still locked in the clip. I missed you. You smell my ear. Oh, don't lick it. I'm gonna go out, okay? Faces. Okay, if you're coming out, I'd like you to play with my ball. Hi.
Whoa, crazy animals. So here's my chair my parents got me. I got a wide one because I wanted Dash to be able to sit in it with me. Benny can actually sit in it with me too. What do you got? What do you got, Ben? You so happy? Yes, he says, take it.
Together we'll hold back the sun in this moment forever young. Against the stream of time we'll run.
He's so happy. After all of that work, he needs a little bit of a release. He loves to play ball, and this helps him to decompress after all of that work. And Benny loves to roll in the hay. Roll, roll, roll in the hay. I am extremely exhausted right now. Every time I get gentamicin treatment, I always fall asleep right after. I'm really, really thankful with how this procedure went. You know, I think my doctor is really hopeful that we are getting toward the end of needing to treat my Meniere's disease. He said that some people it just takes longer because their ears are more resistant. It is working. It's just taking time for it to work. Basically, gentamicin kills the mitochondria of the nerve, and that's what gentamicin is doing, is trying to attack the mitochondria. He said it's kind of like weeds. When we try to kill it, sometimes you kill it all, sometimes you kill it and it regrows, and sometimes there are really stubborn ones that just never die. So that's kind of what happens with the mitochondria, is some die, some don't die, and some get killed but they regrow. We're trying to disconnect the nerve from the vestibular part of the ear to the brain. So it might take a while, but we'll eventually get there. I think it's hopeful that I won't have to get the brain surgery now that we know that we're hopefully heading toward the end. How we know that we're headed toward the end is based on the quality of my vertigo. As you get gentamicin injections, the quality of the vertigo changes. My doctor can't give me a timeline. He can't tell me how many more treatments it will take. I'm definitely feeling a lot of vertigo right now. One of the problems Benny has had in public in the past when he's, walked with me with the wheelchair is that he has pulled ahead. He was not pulling at all. He was not going ahead at all. And he did amazingly well. Last one. Look how blue this, look at beautiful day. We don't get the practice very often in public. The last appointment we went to was like 6 weeks ago, and he was in harness, and it's totally different when he's in a cape next to me in the wheelchair. I'm thankful because I needed him today, and he did a great job today. My vertigo's bad. I'm just feeling really tired and spent, and I'm sure it's all related to this. You rang? You need some nubbins? Okay. You are a super amazing pet dog. I'm having a hard time, so I'm going to take a nap. If you have Meniere's disease, you have any questions about this gentamicin, please let me know. I am Kelly, and remember, you are not alone. Love you guys.
I'm just having a good time, having a bad day, yeah. A real good morning.